Will the counterfeit Christ be a Jew, a Roman, or a Greek? It's a question that has sparked debate for centuries. And today we're going to dive deep into the scriptures to uncover what they really say. Many believe the Antichrist will be Roman, but what if the majority of Christendom has been looking in the wrong direction? Let's explore the evidence together. In Matthew chapter 24, Jesus gives a crucial warning. He says, "Therefore, when you see the abomination of desolation, spoken of by Daniel the prophet, standing in the holy place, then let those who are in Judea flee to the mountains." Notice, Jesus points us directly to the prophet Daniel. Now, this is where a common misunderstanding begins. Most commentators immediately jump to Daniel chapter 9, verse 26. It reads, "And the people of the prince to come shall destroy the city and the sanctuary." This prophecy was historically fulfilled in 70 AD when the Roman general Titus destroyed Jerusalem and the temple. Because a Roman is mentioned here, many conclude that the future Antichrist, the one who brings the final abomination of desolation, must also be Roman. But is that the whole story? What's fascinating is that the very first mention of the abomination of desolation in Daniel is not in chapter 9. It's in the chapter right before it, Daniel chapter 8. For some reason, this chapter is often overlooked, but it lays a critical foundation for understanding this prophecy. Let's read from Daniel 8, starting at verse 8. It says, "Therefore the male goat grew very great, but when he became strong, the large horn was broken, and in place of it 4 notable ones came up toward the 4 winds of heaven. And out of one of them came a little horn, which grew exceedingly great toward the south, toward the east, and toward the glorious land." The prophecy continues, describing how this little horn will rise to great power. It will even challenge the prince of the host, take away the daily sacrifices, and desecrate the sanctuary. Verse 13 then explicitly asks, "How long will the vision be?" Concerning the daily sacrifices and the transgression of desolation, the giving of both the sanctuary and the host to be trampled underfoot. The text itself connects this little horn directly to the transgression of desolation. So, the key to identifying the Antichrist is to identify this little horn. Who does it represent? Thankfully, the Bible doesn't leave us guessing. The angel provides the interpretation just a few verses later in the same chapter. In Daniel chapter 8, verses 21 and 22, the explanation is crystal clear, and the male goat is the kingdom of Greece. The large horn that is between its eyes is the first king. As for the broken horn, and the 4 that stood up in its place, 4 kingdoms shall arise out of that nation, but not with its power. There it is, plain as day. The male goat, from which the little horn emerges, is the kingdom of Greece. The first king, the large horn, was Alexander the Great, after his death. His empire was split among his 4 generals, represented by the 4 horns. The prophecy tells us that the Antichrist figure, the little horn, will arise from one of these Greek successor kingdoms. But the prophecy doesn't stop there. It looks far into the future. Let's read verses 23 to 25. "And in the latter time of their kingdom, a king shall arise, having fierce features, who understands sinister schemes. His power shall be mighty, but not by his own power. He shall destroy fearfully, and shall prosper and thrive. He shall destroy the mighty, and also the holy people. He shall exalt himself in his heart. He shall even rise against the prince of princes, but he shall be broken without human means." This description has a dual fulfillment. Historically, a figure named Antiochus Epiphanes a Greek king from the Seleucid dynasty, rose to power. He persecuted the Jews, desecrated the temple, and even called himself Antiochus Epiphanes, which means God manifest. He was a shadow, a foreshadowing of the final Antichrist. This historical fulfillment gives us a pattern for what to expect in the end times. The final Antichrist will also be a Greek leader who, just like Antiochus, will exalt himself as God. This aligns perfectly with what the Apostle Paul wrote in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. He describes the man of sin as one who opposes and exalts himself above all that is called God or that is worshipped, so that he sits as God in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. The evidence from Daniel chapter 8 is compelling. It suggests that the Antichrist will not be Roman or Jewish, but will emerge from a Greek background. This could be one of the primary reasons why this figure remains hidden in plain sight, because so many are looking for a Roman leader based on a partial reading of Daniel 9, while overlooking the foundational prophecy in Daniel 8. The Bible gives us these prophecies not to scare us, but to prepare us so that we will not be deceived. By carefully studying all of Scripture, we can gain a clearer picture of what is to come. Thank you for joining us on this journey through biblical prophecy concerning the counterfeit Christ.